Hey folks, Reaver here once again. Welcome back to another review. This is not a Batman review. This, Merry Christmas everyone, since we are in the time of December now, and it's holiday time, well, Christmas time. And obviously I got my Home Alone shirt on for this Christmas review. So, no, it's not Home Alone, I reviewed that a long time ago, but y'all know, every year on my channel in December, around Christmas time, I always love to do, if you've been watching my channel, I always love to do Christmas reviews, because I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday ever. I love the music, I love everything about Christmas, and I love the true meaning of it as well, and it's just a great holiday. It's just a fun holiday. Opening gifts, spending time with family, never drank eggnog before, but I should. But Christmas is always just a fun holiday, and stuff to me. It always kind of gets me in the spirit and in the mood for it. So, but anyway, tonight I'm doing a Christmas review. I figure it's the best time to do it right now, since it's Saturday night. I might as well just go ahead and do this one. And this is a film that is a 1998 Christmas family comedy film, and it's directed by Arlen Sanford, and it stars Jonathan Taylor Thompson, who has worked for Disney before. He was in Home Improvement. He voiced Simba in The Lion King. And I felt like this film was underrated. And this film came out, the 1998 family Christmas comedy film, and that is I'll Be Home for Christmas, which I really enjoyed this film. Yeah, just watched it for this review, and I still enjoy it. I still think it holds up, in my opinion. Is it a great movie? Is it one of the best Christmas movies ever? No, but I'd say it's definitely one of my favorites. I would still say Home Alone is better, Home 1 and 2 is better, but I will say Home Alone 1 and 2, Scrooged, the Santa Claus, the first one, I think is better, but I do think it's better than the Santa Claus 2, especially 3, because I hate the third one, and I do think it's better than Home Alone 3, 4, and 5, and I'd rather watch this than the new Home Alone, Sweet Home Alone, but that's just me. But I don't think this film was, god awful or anything, in my opinion. That was pretty good, Still holds up, still a good Christmas fun movie, for what it is. It's still a fun movie to watch. And I guess I'll go ahead and get into talking about it, so. In August of 1997, it was announced that Jonathan Taylor Thompson was the final talks to star in a Christmas comedy film entitled I Won't Be Home for Christmas, while the script was positioned as a vehicle for 20-something actors. Disney had the script rewritten as a vehicle for Thomas as a Ferris Bueller type prep school upper classroom, which it does feel like a Ferris Bueller Christmas comedy film, because his character in this movie, Jake Wilkinson, Jake is, arrogant. He's a guy that can talk his way into anything, out of anything. Yeah. And, definitely has that Ferris Bueller feel to him. Arlen Sanford, the director, he's directed another Christmas movie called 12 Men of Christmas. Not any of the movies I know about, but a very Brady sequel, which is I guess part of the Brady Bunch. Don't know too much about him. But you also have, for the cast of the movie, of Jonathan Taylor Thompson as Jake, Jessica Biel, who is like one of the most beautiful actresses ever, as Allie Anderson, Adam Laverne as Eddie Talbot, Sean O'Brien as Officer Max, Gary Cole as Mr. Wilkerson, E. Gordon as Carolyn Wilkerson, Larry Milty as Tracy Wilkerson, Andrew Lawyer as Nolan, and Leslie Bone as Marjorie, or something like that. Sorry. The film was directed by Arlen Sanford, screenplays by Tom Nursel, Harrison Goldberg, stories by Michael Allen, produced by Robin French, Justin Green, David Hupperman, Tracy Krentz, cinematography is by Hero Nelson, it's edited by Brent Perlin, the music is by John Debney, it's distributed by Disney, Buena Vista Pictures, distributed Disney. I just watched this film. It was released November 13th, 1998. It's 86 minutes long. The budget is $30 million, and the box made $12.2 million worldwide. So, yeah, it completely flopped at the box office. Yeah, it was a bust. It was a bomb. Roger Ebert gave the film, one star, saying the film was about people who seemed to be removed from a 50s sitcom, so they spread cliches and insane jokes, dumb plotting, and empty cheerful gifts into our world and time. One critic called it, and Christopher Nolan, surprisingly engaging, so I guess he liked it. And again, I don't think this is one of the worst. I would say it's better than Deck the Halls, starring Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito. Yeah, I was never a fan of that movie. Or Christmas with the Cranks, another, shitty Tim Allen movie, Christmas movie, First Being Santa Claus 3, and Virginia, New Jersey. I never cared for that movie. But the plot synopsis, though, pretty much what the story is that arranged from his father, college student Jake, he's basically, like I said, a kid that can talk his way out of anything, and he's just a bit of a smart aleck, he's arrogant, basically his dad lures him to New York for Christmas with the promise of receiving the classic Porsche car as a gift. When the bullying football team dumps him in the desert in his Santa suit, Jake is left without identification or money to help him make the journey. Meanwhile, his girlfriend Allie does not know where he is and accepts a cross-country road from Jake's rival, Eddie, who, of course, has a crush on Allie and wants to go for her. So the whole movie, he does have the whole Santa Claus hat and the dresses like Santa Claus. So, throughout the whole movie. Now we're going to talk about the movie itself. I like the movie's opening titles. And you have some Christmas songs in here, which I do like. The movie opens up with, meeting Jake and saving a kid, named Nolan, who is captured in the locker. And, Jake, cons him basically just to get him out of the locker. And he helps these college, the football team basically helps them, try to sneak into bars or sneak into clubs with fake identifications. And he goes to his girlfriend Allie. He's been, away from home for a few years. Basically, he just doesn't want to be home because of his mom passing away. His father, played by Gary Cole, is married to a woman named Carolyn or something like that's her name, and that he just doesn't want to accept her, and just not want to be at home until his dad talks to him on the phone. If you come home, I'll give you the Porsche. You'll be here by Christmas Eve, 6 p.m. He's like, okay, Dad, I'll do it. Yeah, he tries to talk to his girlfriend Allie, played by Jessica Biel, who's very beautiful, one of the beautiful actors. But she pretty much, wants to go home, wants to have a traditional Christmas with her family, but Jake wants to take her to like an island or whatever, or where they can just have fun, but she doesn't want to do that until he's able to talk to her into going home with him. Which Ben Chris is of course lying to her, and she accepts. But she basically just thinks Jake is a jerk, and I would say, yeah, Jake is a jerk. And a bit selfish, And these the football jocks that he was helping out, apparently, he decides that him and his friend Nolan are going to help them cheat on the test. So they throw the paper out the window, and they give him these pagers, and Nolan is on the computer, helping them cheat, or basically conning them out of a race for them to fail. Eventually, Eddie sees this and sees Nolan, what he's doing, and is getting caught. Jake is talking to a friend at a party. Eddie and the jock show up, and they pretty much take him to a desert, just abandoned desert, and Jake was up in a Santa Claus suit in the desert, dressed as Santa Claus. They say, Jake, we hope you deserve this, good luck, whatever, something like this. And he's got a buzzer, and he's like, I wish I were dead. He's like, I said, I wish I was dead. I don't want to be. And this buzzer's like following him. Excuse me. But I guess you say that's part of Eddie's plan, that he was not cheating them out of it. But Allie, since he of course has a thing for Allie himself, even tries to flirt with her, she just rebuffs him, doesn't like Jake at all. I mean Eddie. Eddie's like, the Eggman's here to pick you up. And she's like, okay Eddie, I'll ride with you. But if you do this or that, I'm going to slug you. You know. Jake is in the desert. And he only has 3 days, so he tries to call his dad. But his dad tells him, he's like, I'm in the middle of the desert, nowhere. I'm just for Santa Claus and tumbleweed. And even his sister just phone, but he's like, no, tumbleweed. But the other thing she says is true. And his dad thinks that he's lying. This other lady who listens to him says, he tricks them into this lady thinking that he's got some operation going on, which isn't true. He's like crying. He's like, we're going to Las Vegas. Me and the girls, we're big Tom Jones fans. I was like, do you have What's New Pussycat? He was like, do we have What's New Pussycat? And they take him there, they sing the song, and he's got these ladies all over him. They don't want to close the window down. One grandma, drops her teeth out right on him. One lady's like, Santa, make yourself easy and put those teeth back in there. I was like, ugh, I would have freaked out too. And then he throws up, and they throw him out of the car, and he can see he's trying to hitchhike, and he sees across the road, at a shop, he sees Eddie and Allie, and Eddie sees this, and Allie's in the car, and he rushes out of there before Allie can see anything, can see him. Eventually he comes across a thief named Nolan, who's a complete, not just a, thief, but, because he steals stuff in his truck, and he almost runs him over. And I thought Nolan was a pretty funny character. He has his, hamburger, and he drops the tomato. He's trying to get the tomato like this, and he almost hits him, and he almost, Jake falls, in the snow. But I like Nolan's reaction. Nolan's like, oh my god, I just went and killed Santa. And then he sees Jake, he's with Santa, you are alive. And he gets Nolan to, sees his girlfriend in the car, and he tells him to follow him. He's like, follow them. Nolan, just follow them, don't kill us. And I was like, you mean that's Mrs. Claus, and she's trying to let somebody else down her chimney? No, that's wrong. Nolan, reality check. And I thought it was funny when a cop comes after them, and he's like, Nolan's like, I'm gonna run for it. And he's like, what are you, crazy? He's like, my daddy said that it's better to go on a Blood's glory than to be in a jail cell or something like that. And he's like, Nolan, pull the car over. And he puts on the Santa Claus wig, I mean not the wig, but the beard, and saying that they're going to go to the kids' orphanage or whatever. This police officer named Max pulls him over for speeding. It's a children's hospital, and of course Max takes him over there, and and Jake's upset, like, oh, so close. And they're giving these kids, he stole an appliance. No one doesn't want to give this old girl the appliance that he stole one. Chester fussed with her, he's like, Nolan, let it go, And the last kid, saying, this boy from India or something like that says, I want my mommy, I want my poppy for Christmas to be with my family. And it makes them, makes them all sad, and they'll call their families, and no one calls his family saying, I don't want to be, trying to take stolen goods anymore, I want to go home. Max tries to call his wife or whatever, and Jake tries to call his father, but Jake talks to Caroline, his stepmother, and she asks him his shirt size. He doesn't tell her, but just hangs up on our conversation. Nolan ditches him and says, I'm going home, and then Max says that he's going up to tell Jake he needs help to help get his wife back. It's like, tells me he goes to Nebraska. Nebraska's close to New York. So he's like, could you give me a ticket if I help you? He's like, sure, I'll buy you a ticket to the moon if you need me to. He's like, okay. But they go to the restaurant and Jake's trying to talk to her, because apparently Max kissed an ex-girlfriend or whatever right in front of his wife, and they're having an argument, and he's even trying to describe a couple. Of course, talking about him and Allie about him being. But she's like, you sound he sounds selfish. Sounds like a jerk. And there's another plan. Max comes in and saying he's like, oh Marjorie, sings the song to her and then wins her back, which is funny. And they buy him the ticket. Ellie and Eddie end up heading for New York. Instead, they stay at this cheap roadside hotel, which is like a crappy hotel. Eddie tries to go in the room with her, but she pushes him out. Next morning, he says, "You look cute in the morning." She slugs him for saying that. There's another more where they begin to talk a little bit, and Jessica goes singing in the car. She's pretty adorable when she sings, by the way. But she, he's like, why are you into Jake? Why are you not into the Ed man? Well, Eddie, because Jake is sweet. He does things that are just out of the blue and romantic, and he does poetry. Eddie does things, but you're like, Eddie, I'm just not into you. Jake does get busted out there. I mentioned that he sleeps in a Santa sleigh, then has to get up and go. And even on the way to hitchhike, he, has to say, reindeer is gone, abandoned me, but nobody picked him up. He let worst day of my life. It rains and then it starts snowing. He's like, oh, worst day of my life. But Jake sees that, Ellie and Eddie are having a snowball fight. They end up in a mistletoe and Eddie kisses her. Jake sees this on TV and gets mad. But, then Jake is on his bus, and this driver is tempted, determined to stick to his schedule to go to New York, and that's where they're going to go. But Jake wants him to stop at this village, but he says no. So Jake comes up with a trick to have an organ transplant, even though he writes it in Crown. People fall for it. And the military, an officer in the military gets the bus driver to go to the village. Jake tries to go to the hotel manager, asks about where his girlfriend and Eddie are. They said they can't reveal it because of personal information. He tries to like grab her and say, "Give me somewhere." Where's that? They come up, but Jay sneaks into the hotel. Sneaks where this, I guess, cleaner lady is, and there's her like schedule or housekeeping lady takes the clipboard and finds out where they're staying at in this room. And then he comes to Allie saying, "Oh, Allie, I'm sorry." He's about to want to hit Jake, but instead, takes Jake's towel off. You don't see him naked or anything, but this was funny. And him and Allie talk and says, "Okay, I'll go back home with you." And then, all of a sudden, Jake mentions the core, the porch. So she's like, "You're just nothing but a selfish jerk, Jake. You don't think about yourself." And, even the bus driver and everybody sees that Jake is a jerk versus the driver, and they're like, "Bye, Santa." Yeah. And Eddie takes him a little bit. Him and Eddie, start singing in the car and they're partying. He's like, "Yeah, dude, what's up?" Mark goes like that. He's like, "Man, you're going to help me get my porch in January." And Eddie just has not to help him out. He's like, he just tells him, he's like, "Go. I don't want you here." And Jake, not knowing what to do now, sees these Santa Clauses running. Well, Eddie jumps him because he says, "You got my reputation, man." And of course, says she said, the bad guy of the movie. When Jake sees Santa Claus running, he enters a race to win some $1,000 prize. And it's funny. Some of the Santa Claus love to eat a lot. One guy's really big. Eddie ends up getting arrested after being rude to cops. Telling him to get out of the way, so they arrest him. Jake, the race scene was pretty fun with Santa Claus. That was part of my favorite scene in the movie. He gets along with this one Santa Claus he finds out later as the mayor. The race scene was pretty fun. Jake, wins the race, gets the money, but decides to do the right thing and give, the mayor the money because the mayor donates these money for turkeys that families can't afford. So Jake decides to do that instead. He calls his sister, we'll call his home his sister, saying that she'll lend him money to get on the plane, but it doesn't work because he has no ID. So that policy can't get on, so he sneaks into a dog cargo with the dog. And it's one thing I didn't like about this movie, the dog, he's in the cage with the dog's licking him, and the dog farts. I'm like, really? A fart joke? I hate fart jokes in movies. Now, when I'm thinking about fart jokes, it is just a simple way or an easy way to get a laugh. I don't know if that's why they do fart jokes, just thinks that's funny. You don't need fart jokes to be funny. It's funny when you're like 10 or 5 years old, but when you're 29, to me it's just not funny. It's just weird. But the dog eventually gets out, runs away, and Jake is able to get away too, slip away as well. He tries to get people to give him a ride to his home. He's 15 or 20 something minutes late. He gets on this lady's car and he falls over. This little kid is like, "Hi, Santa Claus." And she won't turn and look what he wants, so he jumps. He's like on top of her car and jumps off. He goes to these people who I guess are going to pray, and he steals a sleigh that Santa Claus is supposed to use. And Santa gets out of the bathroom and is like, "I could have swore I left that sleigh right here." Goes to Allie, apologizes to her, and they share a kiss, and and he makes it home at 5:59, but he's like, the car doesn't really matter. Jake realizes now that the core that he has been selfish and that maybe he realizes about Christmas is about family. And, goes to his family, hugs his dad and his sister, and, tells Carolyn his shirt size in case she buys him a Christmas sweater or something like that. Kind of, you start the relationship will, as stepmom and stepson can start to begin. And Jake doesn't want the car thing. Instead, he wants to spend time at home. Because, and his family, Jake, his dad, his sister, Allie, and his stepmom, they all ride in the sleigh at the end. And that's the end of the movie. So at the end, Jake does learn the meaning of Christmas, family. That's what I get the message of the movie. Nostalgia Critic, who said issues. Yeah, Jake is a jerk at first, but throughout the movie goes on, he changes his ways and realizes at the end, Christmas is really about your family and stuff. Spending time with family. And the less time to be selfish. That's what Christmas I see it as, But overall, guys, that was I'll Be Home for Christmas. So, yeah, pretty short review, I guess. To give my final opinion on the movie, but I'll Be Home for Christmas. I really enjoyed this film. I think it's very good. I think it's underrated. I think it's a fun Christmas movie. It does have a heart to it, not completely. It's not as memorable as Home Alone 1 or 2 to me, or Scrooged with Bill Murray, which I think is a bit better. But I do think it has a good message, though. Now, heart. Not every Christmas movie has heart, or some Christmas movies like this one can just be fun. But it does have a good message about, the true meaning of Christmas is spending time with your family. And that's what I felt like the movie was about, and Jake learns that at the end. I thought the acting was good. I love Jessica Biel. She's gorgeous. I thought the story was really good. Him on the road trips. A lot of the movie is funny, especially the Nolan character. The humor, I think, is really good in the movie. This film is very short. Very short movie. Only 1 hour and 26 minutes long. It's very short. It went by at a good pace. It really wasn't that long of a movie. So, yeah. And I thought it was good. I thought John Taylor Thompson did a good job. He's a good actor. I've seen him in a lot of other movies. Wild America. I watched Wild America last year. That movie, I still have a liking for, nostalgia. And I do have nostalgia feelings for this movie, too. But Gary Cole does a good job, and I do think that the actors in the movie do a good job. And, it's kind of like a road trip movie as well, because it's a movie he's traveling, so. But him wearing the Santa suit is pretty funny. There's a scene in the movie where he has a kid. You say, where's Ho Ho Ho? And the kid's like, well, the first one is like for a little kid. Second one was scare people away. Third one is just really bad. He's like, and Jay's like, dang, and the kid's like, whatever. He's like, nah, throws the beer away. But there's a lot of good funny moments in that. But the problems, well, I don't really care for the Eddie character. He's a jerk. But I guess he's supposed to be, so can't really complain about that. The dog, the dog farting scene, it's just one scene though, but just a minor issue. I didn't care about that. A fart joke you didn't need. But I will say it just doesn't really hold a candle to the classic Christmas movies, in my opinion. Like Home Alone. Home Alone is definitely better. Home Alone 2 doesn't really hold a candle to those, in my personal opinion. Or as memorable as it was. It's good. There's a lot of other better Christmas movies out there. I would say Jingle All the Way I like better than this. But that's just me. But it's still good. But like I said, it's still better than I'll Be Home for Christmas. Christmas with the Cranks, Deck the Halls, which I hate those movies. They're crappy Christmas movies. I can't think of any other one. Santa Claus 3, which I hate. To me, those are definitely one of the worst Christmas movies ever. But overall, I do think it's a fun Christmas movie. But I do think it had a good message to it. Jessica Biel is very beautiful. One of my favorite actresses. She's gorgeous. Love her. So I can't say nothing bad about her. But the acting and the cast are really good. Any other problems? Sometimes the humor doesn't really fit into place every time. Sometimes the humor doesn't work. I don't really see the movie as being spared though. It does feel like Ferris Bueller in a Christmas kind of way. But it's fun. And Jonathan Taylor Thompson does a good job as the lead. It's just a fun movie. So, a fun Christmas movie that definitely I'll have to get on DVD one day. You know. But I definitely say I like this movie. I can't really say anything negative about it. I don't hate it. But I would say there are a lot more better Christmas movies like Elf. Also, Elf, I prefer that over this. But that's just me, personally. But this is still a good movie. I would say middle of the road, which is a good thing, because I still like it. I still do enjoy it. Wouldn't call it a Christmas classic, but it's definitely a fun movie. So that's my thoughts on I'll Be Home for Christmas. Fun movie. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed this year's Christmas review. Hopefully next year. I'm thinking next year maybe Miracle on 34th Street, maybe the original. But next year. So, won't do any other Christmas reviews, so I'll have plenty of other videos I'm doing right now. But it's fun to do a Christmas review every year. Hopefully, one day I'll be doing Halloween reviews. One day I want to do that. But anyway, guys, to sum up my opinion on this movie, I'll Be Home for Christmas. Fun movie. Definitely check it out if you love Christmas movies. If you got Disney Plus, it's on Disney Plus. I definitely recommend watching it. I have nostalgic feelings for this movie because I did, used to watch it on VHS. So, good movie. And I give it I'll Be Home for Christmas a thumbs up. And, my rating for this film is 4 to 5 stars. So, guys, if you've seen I'll Be Home for Christmas starring Jonathan Taylor Thompson, tell me what you think of this movie down below. Do you like it or do you hate it? Alright, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully this year is going to be a great Christmas. So, Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope the holiday is going to be fun this season. It always is. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good night. And stay tuned because tomorrow morning, tomorrow I'll be in bed early. But anyway, tomorrow morning, I'll be doing a review of Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 2 when we get back to the Batman animated reviews. So, Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 2 tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye-bye.